truth, yeah, ruthless truth. Get down, it could go bad for you. Hit like, comment, subscribe, you know what to do. Be cool, city lights shining so bright. Fine dining lights feels right. Flights to places far from sight. Get right, ruthless truth, yeah, ruthless truth. Get down, it could go bad for you. In the city where we move, stay cool. Underneath the neon glow, life is fast but take it slow. Every moment like a show. Let's go. Dancing through the night, we got energy flows we can't hide. Feel alive, we outside. Moments fleeting but we shine. In this rhythm we align. Time flies. Moments fleeting but we shine. In this rhythm we align. Time flies. Ruthless fleeting but we shine. In this rhythm we align. Time flies. Truth, get ruthless truth. Get down, it could bad for you. In the city where we move, stay cool. Stay cool.
Hey, nobody bigger than the program.
What's up, YouTube? We back at it again. Y'all see the topic? Y'all know the game. It's all about respect. Right? It's all about respect. Respect the program. Ain't nobody bigger than the program. Today's topic, if I can't correct, how can I properly protect? Let me repeat it again. If I can't correct, how can I properly protect? We could break that down in so many ways, but we're going to break it down in a facet of a true relationship or marriage form. If it's the man's duty, part of his expectations is to protect his, not only just the woman physically, but also protect her mentally, also protect her, protect the house, everything around the house. How can we do this if I can't correct her? And that can look so many different ways, right? If I'm going to give this woman, the only way I think that we could have a proper relationship, if I'll be able to correct her. Because the woman is the weaker vessel, and it is not her job to protect. And she's not a better protector of herself than me. So, what does that look like? What does properly protecting look like? That girl's trip, baby, I don't want you going on that. That girl's trip to Vegas, I don't want you going. You're not going. Because if you're in Vegas with your girls, I cannot properly protect you. And I'm not just talking about protecting from your, the men out there and stuff like that, but protect you from yourself and your friends. See, this protection thing is bigger than just physical beating somebody up, body slam somebody, get off my girl. No. It's about also protecting from the elements. From the elements of the world. Going out with your girls, I don't want you going out with a bunch of weak women who are weak just like you. because it's some aggressive. If there's a time where y'all at the bar and if all of y'all drinking and getting drunk, who's your protector? All of y'all weak. All y'all go with y'all feel and y'all emotions. So you guys are dynamite on dynamite. And if I can't correct that behavior, I can't properly protect our future. I mean, just keeping it real. Girls' night, girl trips, girls' night out, to me, is I'm compromising. My woman is being compromised. My relationship is being compromised because other women with other women is not good. Women need oversight. Women need to be covered. And this is what covering to cover looks like. Right? I need you to protect you from yourself, baby. Because not only do I need to protect you from the men out here who got game, who's crafty, but I need to protect you from your homegirls who want to see you fail. Misery loves company. I want to protect you from your family who wants to see you fail. You know, our families ain't good for relationships. Homegirls ain't good for the relationship because all of them are negative. So to properly protect my household, which is my woman, I need to be able to correct certain behaviors, certain patterns, certain lifestyle choices. I need to be able to protect my woman from that. What's up, big dog barking? If I can't correct, I need to be able to correct that behavior pattern. That is essential to the growth of our relationship. I don't trust other women better than me, your man. You shouldn't trust other women to protect you better than me, your man. I'm the one shelling out my resources and my time to make sure that you and have a place to stay or have access to things you need. I'm also here to protect your emotional well-being. It ain't just about money. It's about also the psychological warfare out here. This is a dog-eat-dog world. And men don't care about seeing a ring on the finger. They'll still fuck you and run through you. So for me to properly protect you, I need to be to properly correct you. This is why, men, I'm against marriage. Because in America, in this country, because this is where I live at, the laws and the feminist movement and all these things prevent men from correcting so that they can do proper protecting. Because as soon as you try to, look, baby, I don't want you to get those lashes. I love you just the way you are. I met you, you was natural, want the natural look, or you have some makeup on. Cool. I don't care about the BBLs. I'm cool with your flat titties. But you want to get them. But when you get them, now I can't properly protect you because now, guess what? You want to show them off. You want to go out with your friends. And now they're anti-relationship. Most of them are single. Most of them are single. And they're going to try to get you to, do something that'll destroy your wedding, to destroy your marriage or your relationship. So for men to be able to probably be leaders of our house, we need to be able to correct our women. We need to be able to correct our women so we can properly protect our investment. Because let's keep it real. Your woman is your investment. You're investing in her. not only monetarily wise, but time. Come on now. Time is valuable. Let's keep it 100. And we consensus agree that women need to be protected from themselves. We understand that they're very emotional and their emotions rule them and their feelings rule them. And they need a man who's logical, with foundation there pretty much all times to protect them from themselves. Because we know that out here in this world, this dangerous world, right? And this, if I'm connected to a woman and I love her and I want to build this woman, proper protection is, like I said, not just fighting dudes and trying to beat dudes up, but also protect you from the elements. You don't need to be going to the party with your homegirl. But for what? You don't need to be going on girl trips to Miami and all your homegirls doing drugs and alcohol. Because if you do go and you're with me and you say, hey, baby, I'm going out with my girls, we're going to go to Miami, and I know that y'all be doing drugs and alcohol, I can't properly protect. Because now once you go out there, you could potentially be compromised. Women, keep it real. Women, when they're separate from their men that they're in a relationship with, can be compromised at any moment. This is why it's different for men having multiple women than men having multiple men. Because men are capable. We can still have multiple women and still want to keep our house intact, keep our family intact. We know that this is a piece of ass. Ain't nothing else. This is not the one we love. We know that. But women, when they go out and start doing stuff like that, they're easily compromised. Because once they start having sex with a bunch of men, right? Different conversations they're having with these men, their minds can be manipulated through sex. This is why body count matters to a lot of guys. This is why guys are very concerned with you being a 304. Because they know if your history of being a 304, that you're going to want to do a lot of 304 things while you're in a relationship, and you won't allow that man to correct you. So then he knows he has to go because he can't properly protect you. And this is just the fact of the matter. And we're going to listen to my guys up here. We're going to it might be risky. Shout out to Might Be Risky. Good panel today. Good discussion. And we're going to see how distant and how far women are very, disconnected from being protected.
Pardon? You said that she didn't let you finish, but could you let me finish?
No, I ain't got time for it no more. Dead that. Dead that. Dead that. Dead that. Dead that. Dead that. You had your chance. And watch this. Hey, watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. You see, if we was having a conversation, because you was talking perfectly fine, no attitude, and you were delegating yourself perfectly fine, and then black attitude happened.
That's me.
So watch this, and then watch this, and then watch this.
Black attitude.
Watch this. So then that's so that means
so white women don't snap. Indian women don't snap. They're not angry. It's only us black women. They play.
Conversation is done, and I address it.
To her defense, because it's not a race thing, it's a woman thing.
Here's why I don't date black women. Nah, dead that. You want to know? Here's why I don't date black women. Listen to me when I'm talking to you lot.
I'm listening.
Because you lot don't like to fucking listen.
I'm listening.
I don't date black women because you don't like to get put in your place. And when you get your place, and when you get put in
if I can't correct, how can I properly protect? So if you can't put your woman in a place, and this is over in the UK, gentlemen. So you know there's much worse over here in America. Because what's the first thing your woman gonna say? Who can check me, boo? Who can check me, boo? And this is why I am strongly against marrying these women. This is why I am so strongly against it. Because American system, the way the structure is set up, and women's right is being implemented, feminism movement, and equality, right? This is why you can't correct. Because you try to correct them, they gonna be like, who you trying to check? Who, excuse me? This is why women are out here doing all these 304 things, because they say I could look like a 304. It's okay. Who can check me, boo? Who can check me, boo? This is the reigning sentiment throughout the United States. These women out here running buck wild. You see what the homie just said? He just said, I don't want to get with the black women because you won't let me put you in your place. If I try to check you, then you want to combat me. And I truly believe this is why the divorce rate is where it's at. This is why people are getting divorced 1 million times a year. Because the more men try to correct, the less women, the more women are resistant to that. So if you can't protect, you can't, if you can't correct, you can't probably protect. So therefore, men shut down. They happy wife it, happy life it. They try to acquiesce to her so that the relationship can last, and she leaves anyway. This is a place you cannot marry a woman in. Because she's going to take advantage of all the laws once she's compromised. Hit the like button, hit the share, subscribe. Thank you for coming to the show. And we're going to continue.
your place, you think you got taught like a man.
That's why they were cheating on you then.
You're not men.
That's why they were
Watch
cheating
this.
on you.
Stay in your
That's why
fucking
they
place.
cheated on you multiple times.
Yeah, I know.
Because
I know.
you
And that's
put no one
why
in
I'm
their
never
place.
going to be in your proper
why you
level
have to
again.
dip out
Yeah,
the pool.
I'm not with black
you
women
control
because you don't like to
nobody.
get put in your place.
Apologies,
Listen,
sir.
listen.
Apologies.
Apologies where?
Apologies.
Oh wait, you do. Wait. Did she just shoot? Did she just shoot?
What kind of
Did she just
bullshit?
shoot? Go. Where's your hair? Where's your hair? Where's your hair? Once you talk about black women's hair, you're on your own, my guy. You're on your own. I was with you. Like, he's allowed to have a preference. You know, he's trying to talk about how she's held him down and picking up his Asian queen. But the moment you went for the hair, my guy, you was on your own. You're gonna have to deal with it. Yeah. You're gonna have to deal with this by yourself, my bro. Take off your head,
triggered.
Where's your hair?
You're triggered.
Where's your hair? I'm triggered. I said I was triggered. Did I not say I was triggered? Where's your hair? Where's your hair?
Looking ass nigga about where's your hair?
Show me your hair.
No, he's pressed. He's pressed.
Take off your eyelash.
People, you're pressed.
Take off your eyelash.
You're pressed.
Take off your makeup.
You're pressed because you got cheated on 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wait, watch
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Joking.
And I'll bring my natural hair Indian woman in here now.
This is what, you know, married men go through, right? Guys in trying to find a wife, you know, dudes who are at least trying to find wives, who are trying to find a person they get along with. this is the resistance that they're getting. These women want to be in a relationship with you and still live a single life. Want to go out, kick it with their homegirls, get drunk, get carried out the club. They want to pull up all the girls, fighting them. They want to do all this and be in a relationship with you. And the moment you try to correct it, you're an enemy. Now let's go to the educated woman, right? Because we know how the Pookies are, the Pookieshas is, right? We understand girls in the hood is what they're going to be, what they're going to be. But when you even talk about the educated women, right? They don't even want to be corrected. Now, they might not party as much as, let's say, the Pookieshas, but a lot of these girls are having work husbands, sneaking around with their friends at work, getting their back blown out, getting their back blew out at the operating table while they give that guy that sleeping pill. You know, because, you know, and I guess this is the part why some men don't want their women working, because once again, when a woman's out in the workforce, when a woman's out in society, away from her man, away from her house, she can't be compromised. But you have to be able to correct your woman. You have to have that ability. She has to be able to receive correction. She has to be able to receive the correction so that you guys can properly move forward and deal with certain instances. Like I say, baby, don't go to work telling our business to your friends. I'm correcting this behavior. Don't go to your work telling your friends about our arguments. Or don't tell them about what we do. Keep our house out of work. That is a correction that I'm trying to make so that you don't open up to strange people so they can then, once again, corrupt you. Because people you meet at work are not your friends. They're associates. And they don't need to be in your business at home. When you're at work, baby, keep it professional. If they ask you, what do you and your husband do? I don't discuss my house at work. Simple. But women don't want to listen. They won't take that correction. They want to go to work, discuss, you know, their business at home to the co-workers, and it's how they get work husbands. Because the co-workers tell them, shoot, girl, you can do better. You got all these guys here. Take your pick of the litter. Because they're miserable. Their relationships are failing. Relationships or marriages have failed. And they won't drag you right in. This is the problem with women being able to get to the bag or have an education or career. Because once they're out from under their husband or boyfriend, they're in a world where, especially if she's very attractive, everybody's going to be trying to take her from him. And it's very hard to correct your woman when she's at work 8 and sometimes 12 hours a day, 5 days a week. And this is the problem with the American society. Our women are out here fending or fighting for resources, so they think they can handle all this pressure coming from these men and these women. And men tell them, oh, you fine. You're a bad bitch. Or I'm going to never do you like that. And the women say, girl, love yourself. Self-love. I can't stand my man. He always this and this and that. My man always this and this and that. And then, what about your man? Yeah, my man always this and that too. The misery loves company. And if you can't correct this behavior from your woman, there's no way you can properly protect your house. And once again, this is why the divorce rate, people are divorcing 1 million times a year, part of it. Whether irreconcilable differences, women are easily influenced by outside parties. Women are easily influenced not only by outside parties, but also influenced by their family. And the only way that you can properly raise a family, properly correct that, be with that woman, and so that you guys could grow together, is you're going to have to be able to correct those small things. And they're not really small, they're really big. It seems small, but they can grow big. And if you got to get on it, you got to be on it as a man to, hey, if she gets a job, baby, I'm proud of you, but you can't go to work talking about our business to these strangers. These people don't love you. These people aren't going to look out for you like I'm looking out for you. You know why? Because they didn't go through the process men you went through. And this is the proper way to, inform your spouse or girlfriend or significant other. It's a what you call preventative correction. It's just, even though it hasn't happened yet, and it might not happen yet, but you want to lay down structure so that when she goes out from you, she does have tools that you told her that, hey, don't be talking to strangers about business in our household. What happens in the house stays in the house. And this is preventative measures so that we can try to keep a stable home. But women don't listen. Who can check me, boo? Their egos get to them. What are he talking about? What my husband talking about? I'm gonna tell my homegirls everything. Girl, yeah, he done fucked me good last night. Why you think so, girl? You think he fucking somebody else? Nah, I don't know. He might. You think he is? Girl, he got another girl. What? Shit, where was he at last night? Well, he was out with his friends, girl. He told me where he was at. I had his location. Or girl, maybe they could have met him at the bar. Maybe they could have met them there. And he could took her to the bathroom and fucked her. All this shit they implanted in her head. Because guess what? People on the outside, when they talk about, oh, I'm happily married, they see that you're happy with your husband and you guys got a family or you guys have history, they want to destroy it. Men and women, both alike. And women don't understand this. For some reason, they think that fat meat ain't greasy. So when us men are trying to take preventative measures to do a correction or correct something before it gets incorrect, they have to incorrect it. It's, oh, you don't trust me? And this is the big disconnect with women and men. Granted, not every woman is out here getting ran through that's married. I'm not going to say that. But a lot of them take their problems or positions or whatever they feel to work or with their friends or with their family, and it corrupts them. And then they come home and it's next thing you know, it's a hostile environment. They're saying things, make arguments with you. After y'all got off, if you done got off work for 8 hours, she done got off work for 8 hours. Where was you at last night? You sure you were with your friends? Baby, I told you I was with my friend. Here's a video. Okay. But it's already in her mind. So this is why I suggest any man, do not marry a woman. Do not, listen, keep dating as a business. That's the only thing I can tell you guys. When you date women, date them like you're dating like you're going to open a business, a short-term business, an endeavor, and invest a small investment to you having a good time and pleasurable until it ends. Because the society we live in did not allow men like ourselves who are family-oriented, want the nuclear family, want all these things. They don't allow us to correct our women. They barely still allow us to correct our kids. America does not allow a man to correct his house because that woman can disregard every fucking thing I said. She can go to the courts and burn the house down. No consequences. And she's going to get rewarded for it. So this is why I'm trying to build men up to quit walking in this trap. Don't walk in that trap. Being in a marriage right now for any man, and I'm not going to just say black man, any man, you're walking into a rat trap. Because if you can't correct, you cannot properly protect. Tell me, how you gonna, if you can't correct your woman, how the hell your household gonna run smoothly? How you gonna be able to keep the outside noise out? And this is, once again, this is why women are leaving. This is why they're divorcing. This is why they're leaving this category. Because they feel that they don't need to listen to a man. I don't need a man. Because society has made it where you shouldn't be corrected. Who should correct you, boo? You do whatever you want. And women empowerment. Be all you can be. Boo. This is what they're telling these women. This is what the American ideology is telling these women. Be all you can be. Yeah, you got a husband, you got kids, but it's all about you, boo. It's all about your feelings. It's all about your emotions. And guess what us men try to do? We constantly try to acquiesce to this. We try to conform to this. We try to talk to them in so many different ways and strategies on how to, make this work. We got to go, oh, baby, we got to take them out to dinner. Then we got to tell them how beautiful they are. We got to go all the way around the motherfucking globe to tell them, don't put our business out in the streets. We can't just tell them, don't do that. Can't tell them, don't do that. Because then now, what? Excuse me? Huh? What? Because women in their mind, in the back of their mind, understand that they got a whole police force behind them. They know that. And so when you tell them in a certain aggressive manner, when you talk to them in an aggressive manner, and it might not be you want to hurt them, you might not want to put your hands on them, but you just want to talk in an assertive voice so that they can understand the seriousness of this correction. Oh, excuse me, who you talk to like that? What's up, No Chaser? Exactly, No Chaser. This is why you don't marry him. This is why you don't marry him. This is why you don't date them seriously. You can't take these women seriously, homie. If you cannot correct, you can't properly protect. And women are not accepting correction from men. We see on these panels every day. And these men properly break shit down for these women. If the man, he brings this to the table, the women bring this to the table, We've been going over this shit for 2 years, 3 years, man. And Kevin Samuel said, and da-da-da-da-da. And these women are saying, fuck you, niggas. We gonna do what we do, boo. Who can check me, boo? That's what's happening. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. On these women, on these panels, I ain't giving a fuck what a nigga talking about. Because women they want the man sexually and financially and everything else they want to throw away. They don't need our protection. They don't want our protection. They don't want our correction. Because we got this, boo. Who can check me, boo? Because women think, because of all these laws that give them these equal rights, these feminist type mindset, that no man is able to correct them. And that's just a fact of the matter.
And she looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on your phone.
But the crowd was silent. The crowd
Out
was
here
silent.
with fake hair, fake
The crowd was silent.
You, my fair lady, haven't even had your legs open wide enough yet to even think you can speak to a man like me. So, a bit of advice. Go put your legs on some shoulders. Go swing from some chandeliers. Go get some life experience. And then come back and see me.
No, blood, no. I don't
Didn't
date
he?
black women because of this.
Didn't he?
You didn't understand me. You didn't want to
Didn't
accept the
he?
fact that I said it. I'm kidding. I told you, don't get me on a fucking
Didn't
show.
he?
I don't date black women. Not watch
Didn't
this.
he?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many of you put your hair on? None of you. Shut up. I date natural women.
You pissed off the gingerbread man. Calm down. You're 4 foot. You're not scaring anybody. Sit the fuck down.
I don't know why this guy's crashing out so much.
I date natural women. I date natural women. Shut up.
Didn't he?
Shut up. I'm not talking.
Because once he triggered, we just gotta go in.
The fact he read and shit, that shit just like look funny to me, yo. And they accent, I can't take none of that shit serious.
Then he stood up and got shorter.
I mean, what we
off the bench and was short. I was like, oh shit.
what are we witnessing?
Good afternoon, everyone. We're witnessing nigga shit,
Man. Nigga shit.
and it's deplorable. It's
That was high
disgusting.
school, man.
The fact that look what you said, Sharon. That once he becomes triggered, now you gotta go in. What kind of disgusting predator type behavior is that? That's predatorial. That once someone is a fish is floundering in water, now the sharks are fucking frenzying. What you don't have any intellectual prowess to be able to deal with a intelligent conversation with any kind of sense, decorum, or reason. This is the bullshit that I'm talking about. And this is funny. This is entertaining. No, it's disgusting. It makes us look like fucking apes in the park, swinging from tree to tree, like we don't have any intellect.
Well, we're welcome to today. Look, you all Lord ADS? Okay. So let me do an intro. My boy Lord ADS. You know, we're gonna bring him in properly. Oh no, this is ADS ASAP. Oh, this is a different ADS.
It's the same ADS, brother. I just took the L off because I did not want to offend the true God Almighty.
Okay, that's cool. How you doing, sir?
Well, brother, very well. I just need a break, Rufus, from this space, man. This drama is wild and shit this evening.
Yeah, it is. It's. Listen, I'm just having a conversation with the fellas, but I'm just trying to put fellas up on game. I really am. I truly believe if you can't correct, how can you properly protect a woman? And you see in the thing, these women are going back and forth. These men ready to get down with these men, right? These women are not accepting correction from men, and that's all races, from white, black, Asian, Indian women are still, the ones from India, they're still kind of, they're still fighting. I mean, some of them are taking it, but you seen how they did that in, I forgot which country was, the women was fighting. I think Israel, some of them fighting for women's to get like the American women, right? They wanted to have the same rights, right? They're trying to fight. And they was getting deleted because they want to have autonomy. They want to have all these freedoms, which makes them free. They want to be sexually liberated. Over there, they make them just cover up, stuff like that. I think that's slowly deteriorating.
This shit's all an illusion, man. This freedom shit, it's an illusion. It really is, right? Are you truly free? I mean, you still have to abide by the laws of the country, of course, rules, stuff like that, right? In the circumstances, situation. But for the most part, the average man and or woman, even in this first world country, has a lot of limitations to what they can do, right? Like I can't even have the mineral rights to my property.
Right.
I can pass it down to further generations.
Right.
Yeah,
I agree with that. But this is why I'm against marriage. This is why I'm against dating these women seriously. Because if I can't correct, it's no way I could probably protect this union. And women are the weaker vessels. They need protection. And we're not talking about, let me make sure I reiterate this. We're not talking about fighting men and beating them up. That's not the only thing of protection. Protection goes further than that. Protecting them from their emotions. Because we know once women get their emotions and their feelings, they don't think logically. And they're impulsive and they do things they may regret. Or may say things they may regret.
So Rufus, like I've been telling you, brother, that plane is landing too. You notice, right? What happened was that we overcorrected again in America. Then we gave too much leeway, right, in circumstances and situations where there should have been more of a tighter belt.
Yeah.
So now we're trying to get that back at least to a place where it's manageable again, right, for men at this point, where it's manageable. I'm not saying you're gonna have all this super say so and scream and yell, and they ain't gonna be able to say nothing back. That's never gonna happen because they're always, at this point forward, they're gonna have some level of say so, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we over-empowered, too many other groups of people. And now we're trying to push that back to the center. So it may take a while, but we're getting there.
No, but this is where I think, right? Okay, I hear what you're saying, but this is where I believe. I truly believe it's over. Marriage is obsolete. You'll be a damn fool to marry one of these women right now. I'm honest with you. I don't give a fuck. Because these women are not giving up their powers right now. They're not going to go back in the kitchen. They're not going to go back and listen to their men. Power corrupts. Money corrupts. And it's corrupting these women at an all-time high.
No, Ruthless. No. What you're talking about is a lack of authority in the relationship.
Right.
You don't have any authority anymore, right? So when it gets down to at the end of the day, saying what you're talking to is, okay, when I speak, you listen. That type of narrative, right?
No, not listen. No, that's not. I'm not saying that in that regard as extreme as that. What I'm saying is, if I can't correct my woman from properly, there's no way I can. If I can't correct her properly, there's no way I can protect her properly. Because she wants to go on a girls' trip, I'm against that. I'm like, baby, look, I don't want you going on this girls' trip because I don't believe a group of women is healthy. I'm 100% against that. Because when you go, I don't care if it's 5 women, 10 women, because I truly believe when women go out with each other, they're compromised even more.
I give you one better, Ruthless.
All women are weak, right? And they can be, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. That's their sentiment. Right? That's their sentiment. Married women out there getting ran through. They come home like, oh, baby. I had an ex one time, she went to Vegas. And I had, she fucked up. They fucked up. Took a picture. Some dudes, all these dudes. And her homegirl had a crush on me, right? And I manipulated her, and she told me everything. This guys went to the room, and they was in and out the rooms, and Her sister got fucked by some dude. Some dude was talking to her for about an hour, but he didn't do nothing. All this happened in one weekend in Vegas. And I've confronted my girl ex about this. Because, and this is where the correction has to be able to be implied. Because women are not the best suitors when it comes to dealing with temptation, especially when they start drinking and partying. They need their man there to protect them from themselves. That is.
Ruthless, are you stating this is for your own good?
Let me say this.
Are you stating that?
Part of getting in a relationship with a woman, I'm not talking about any woman, ADS, like just some random strange woman, right? I'm about the part of when you're building with a woman, the one you're courting to be potentially your wife or a long-term commitment with kids potentially coming, someone you're serious about, she needs your protection as much as your protection can give. And that protection starts with correction. You can't be over-talking and fighting niggas. You can't be yelling with niggas over in a restaurant because he cut the line.
I'll make this really simple with this. New rules for 2025, right?
Yeah.
Don't belittle me. Don't humiliate me publicly. Don't talk down to me in front of friends and family to make it for clout, right?
Right.
Go by what we discussed as the vows and rules of this relationship, and we'll figure it out from there.
Yes, and I 100% agree with that. But the problem is women are not taking heed to that. This is why people are getting divorced at 1 million times a year. And the women are leading the charge. You know why? Because they don't want a man. They don't need a man. I don't need a man. And this ain't just the 304s. This the educated women too. You can't just look at the girls in the hood and the girls who out here prostitute themselves. Michelle Obama just went on a rant about how she can't stand to be with Obama. And how could a woman want anything more if she had a husband who was probably one of the most successful men in the history of this country? Probably in the history of the world. Hold probably one of the most powerful positions. One of the most powerful offices. Behind the most powerful military.
And she belittled him and humiliated him. And he accepted it.
Yeah.
Which was a very foolish thing to do in that position as the most powerful man in the world. All of her influence is tied to you.
Yes.
You know, when it comes out publicly, if he divorced Michelle Obama, do you think she would have as much influence over, women? No.
No.
Because it's not, she wasn't the prize to start with. Obama was always the prize.
Facts.
She just happened to be married to him.
Facts.
And just like black women like to do, they tend to, how do you say it? Drink from your cup.
Yes. Resentment.
And be careful because she will drink all within your cup if you don't snag it away from her at one point.
Because she wanted the attention you had. She felt she deserved that.
But did she earn that? No.
Exactly. No. We know that. We know as men that women are the beneficiaries of our greatness. We understand that the greater we are, the greater they become. But here's the problem, gentlemen. These women now are getting jealous of that. They always have been jealous of that, but they couldn't really say much because they didn't have the access back in the day. So they had to kind of play along, get along. This is why a lot of women were having babies by men everywhere else, right? A lot of homes were divided, but she couldn't really jump out the wood or file for a divorce because it just wasn't financially practical. And it was also more shameful for women to divorce back then. Now, 2025, you divorced, they go, girl. You go, girl.
But all this resentment you're talking about and jealousy is usually right before the crash out.
Yes. Yes.
Women, we meet you and we're like, Our idea and our fairy tale is you are Prince Charming, honey. And then we try to get you to fit Prince Charming. And the more you don't fit it, the more y'all end up in my office.
Like we don't have any self-respect for one another, for ourselves, or for the conversation. It's disgusting. There's no decorum. There's no tact. There's no logic. There's no intelligence. There's no reason. There's nothing. It's all missing. It's all clown work.
Come on. I think it's a broadcast.
Yeah, it was high school, man. That was like a bunch of high school kids, man. Like
all of them adults in their late 20s, early 30s, and so on. Ain't that some shit, Mr. Playboy Williams?
Yeah, you in the courtyard in high school, they couldn't
I
even
expect better from high school.
get an understanding of why he didn't like the women, because for one, the maturity level of all of them. Like the maturity level was just crazy. Like,
Ruthless.
You would have thought it was just a bunch of high school.
The maturity level of women. On that
Of the men and the women that were all there.
So you're saying men and women?
Yeah.
What said yes?
Most people, especially in the Black community, don't develop past high school social skills when it comes to social networking and how they kind of handle things, right? And there's a maturity that's supposed to kick in as you go through college, through life, that's supposed to be exhibited, right? Black folks kind of stay stuck though, because we start out underdeveloped. That's the worst part of it, right? Most of us have so much talent that we overcome our deficiencies, but do not mistake, we have deficiencies, right? And when that talent, that beauty, whatever we're offering kind of wears out, right? That's in your late 20s, early 30s, a lot of people are still stuck in that arrested development state of high school. So that's just, to me, that's obvious, right?
Yeah.
It was just like they was all in high school. I would have thought all of them was in high school.
So we don't do that?
Yeah. What you mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, these examples, Sherelle, I pulled them out because I wanted to understand, like, it's a cultural thing. Seems to be like they always say Western influence, right? And so I could pull up clips from here, anywhere where is Black Americans doing the same shit, right? So that point is moot. I just wanted it to be clear that the motherfuckers is doing it across that water too. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was illustrating that. You feel me? Like all of that too. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
That is an interesting phenomenon.
People call it joning. People call it
ruthless.
Everybody know, like you walk in.
That is an interesting phenomenon. How our deficiencies in our culture created a culture that's now spread throughout the world. Because the thug culture was a culture of deficiency, right? It was power, might over what was right. You know, if you had the power and the might, what was right didn't matter, which created a kind of a totalitarian society, right? When it came down to us, that's why we're so militant in a lot of ways, you know, because we're used to being ruled by authoritarism. That's the people who have power, the people who have celebrity, you know, right? And even the people in our neighborhoods who have just a little bit more in a lot of cases than we know, saying that some people do. Those are the people who rule over those people. So it's really obvious in that particular regard too, of, you know, saying that what we created was so potent that it just spread, and now you're seeing it all over the world. That's a wild phenomenon.
So here's the thing, right? America does not, women across the world, see, let's have the conversation. There was a reason for sexual liberation, right? Because somebody before those people who let these women have the sexual liberation restricted these women from being sexually explicit, right? They had restrictions on how they dress, how they were able to move about society. And there were consequences if they moved in outside of these accordances. because they evaluated women that if we do not contain these women, they will go crazy as 304s and whatever else, right? Somebody, so hold on, let me finish. Somebody back in those days made that assessment and said, you know what? We're going to put a standard for these women. This is what they got to abide by. Because they saw that these women have to be covered. They have to be protected from themselves. Then American culture came along and other cultures came along and said, start listening to women, start hearing our women out, start giving our women voices. And they came, and here comes sexual liberation. And now here we are. Now here we are, right?
Well,
now, yes.
You got to understand that when we talk about single mother homes, we talk about boys in a lot of instances, right? Because they lack dads. But we're not talking about that the girls are being raised in these same single mother homes, right? Where the mother is in charge, even though she doesn't really have any direction. You know, she's just basically surviving, and the kids are surviving with her to the point where the kids are being raised in survival mode, which is great for enhancing the talent, but it's awful for being a person in a livable society, right? Because you're always feeling like, you know, like paranoid or fear something bad or something negative will happen, to the point where you lash out at the people who are closest to you because you're all stuck in that situation. What you're seeing is the women over time, this resentment is built up, and now it's just become really public, right? For me, the way I see it with a lot of women is that they have a lot of the same deficiencies that these boys have. It's just a little less obvious if you look at it, right? To the point where they're looking for connection. And some of the most in euphoria, right? Escapism is 90%. Shout out to Nightish. So, you know, they're getting high, and sex, right, becomes a big part of that. You know what I'm saying? That feel good type of deal, almost like, you know, that constant euphoria, shooting to the brain type of deal. Sex, drugs, alcohol. You know, right? I've got some achievements, you know, but you know, you campus concubine, right? You know, so, and you know, even then, you know, our women are the only women that I've ever ran a group of women that had so many in such a group of women that truly didn't want to be the race of people they are, to the point where they're even becoming concubines for men of other cultures who are also broke. You know, in a lot of cases, you know, depraved, right? And then they're creating, you know, so it's really a wild. If you look at the Black community as a whole, there's a lot of functioning dysfunction in the Black community. I'll say that again. Functioning, it's functioning dysfunction at a very high level.
Okay, so let me reveal something. Hoeing has been around since the beginning of time, right? Yeah. Women have always been the way. The nature of women has not changed in these times. It's just been able to be more exploited, right? Because we got social media. Now we're able to see it. That's why when Kevin Samuels came out with his thing, it was a big, big thing, because most people hid these things about women, right? The husbands would always talk good about the wives, even though the wives were not the best wives, right? Back in the day, it was just, oh, she's a good wife. Everybody put on the show back in the day. So women have, in my opinion, have always been this way. It's just that it was more in the house, and we didn't have the social media outlets we had back then. So we really couldn't see it. So now it's because it's before our face, we're seeing who women truly are. Women are revealing to us day by day how they feel about men, how they feel about themselves, right? We got we got certain women, right, who are, you know, intellectually sound.
Let me ask the question.
I'm not finished. Hold on. We have certain women who are intellectually sound, like the Queen Maker, coming out anti-man. We got Cynthia G, who's intellectually sound, educated. She's not a 304, and she has a great disdain for Black men, right? So what I'm saying is women are coming out expressing themselves because they feel they are, can be something without men. And it's not necessarily, they're not necessarily hood girls or bad girls who are carrying pistols, nothing like that. These are women who have jobs and who are productive citizens in this society. It's just that a woman's mindset is an independent mindset. She is not healthy for a long-lasting or a healthy relationship.
Ruthless.
And this is why we have to. This is why we have to, men. And the last point.
Ruthless. This is
We
your
have
time
to.
to
Oh,
say
the last
something.
point. Last point. This
I'm gonna
is
drop Ruthless. I can't get a word
this
in.
is why
I'm
men.
gonna drop.
This is that's why I don't care. This is why us men, we have to evaluate or reevaluate. Shall we really walk down that aisle and spend 20 to 100 grand on that wedding? Is it really worth it? Because if I can't correct my woman, how can I protect my investment? How can I keep my house in order? Because if I can't correct her, that means she thinks she's a leader too. And if she thinks she's a leader and I'm a leader, we're not going to get along. And this is the fact of the matter.
And y'all joke about my shoes, tip shoes, hand shoes, whatever. We get somebody triggered, we're gonna go a little harder. Like, yeah, that's
No. We have relationships, right? And so he talking about they asking him about his preferences and all that. You know, and then is there a correlation?
What do you mean? Like poor behavior
between the girl being wrong? Which mean your message is getting blocked. Nobody should be blocking any messages, so that shouldn't be happening. So if it's happening, I'm gonna go look for a second and then remove the wrenches from whoever's doing it. So because we know we don't even touch that shit. I just gotta say it. The most unattractive one up here had the most to say. Is that coincidental?
The lady?
No,
Yeah, the one that was the least attractive. You hate black women. You hate black women. There was a couple. The one is probably the most attractive that was on the end, and then the one right next to the heavy set girl.
Yeah.
Right. They were kind of like, this is what he's saying.
Yeah, and that's typically what happens with black women. The ugliest one is usually the loudest.
Yeah, and it's catharsis. They're seeking catharsis for a life not well lived.
Yeah,
is what it is. They got a chip on their shoulder because no favoritism has been shown. No attention has been paid. Come on, we understand that attention is currency in a woman's mind.
I just want to.
You're sticking your head. You disagree?
I think can you show those women again? I just find it odd that the one that you said was most attractive was probably the fairest person on there. So I'm like, oh, this.
No, she was fine as hell. But wait, here we go. I
mean, Miss Tiff, what we saying?
Had nothing to do with her skin color. She just happens to be fair, but she's fine. But the question I asked you was, do you disagree? That's a yes or no question, and you blew right past it.
I don't know that you were asking me directly a question, Mr. Aaron.
You were shaking your head. I said, Tiff, you're shaking your head. Do you disagree?
And I said I wanted to see them again because the reason that I was shaking my head to clarify was when him said she's the most attractive. I'm also going to note that she's the fairest person.
No, you're Tiff. Don't do that to me.
No,
I said one. You said I said it. So just to clarify, the one on the end. So yeah, I see the light skinned girls on the end. I'm talking about the girl on the other end.
Thank you. That's why
and then the one next to the heavy set girl, which is I'm talking about the one with the
I thought you were talking about these two.
Thank you.
Next to the two on the side of the girl with the green.
Yeah, the two on the side of the girl with the green on her shirt. Those two.
That's why I asked. I'm like, did we go? But yeah, the girl on the end, she's beautiful. They're both.
But what would be the core? So what if, hypothetically speaking, I was saying the girl on the other end is the most attractive? What would that mean?
I just wanted to clarify. That's
No,
that's all.
no, it's interesting thought though. What would it mean though? What would that say? What would that signal?
Just to me, when you see the colorism that may come into play, because I'm like trying to assess like behavior wise, they seem to have the same temperament. So when you're saying the girl that I guess you said the bigger one, like I think she's pretty, she's got a lot of makeup on, but the girl structurally on the end, they're both pretty. I do think the one she's to my left, she's the prettiest. She's
What I understand. What does it mean though if I was referring to the lighter skin one? And then also, what does it say about you that you thought I was talking about her?
Hey, I'm a dark girl. I could have my own biases. I could. That's an adult response. I could be biased.
But okay, but what was your real quick, Angela? What was the except because you're like that's very telling. So what does it tell if I was referring to the other girl?
I've already responded.
Which I wasn't. No, me. I know you said that it would have been you just having it just from being dark skinned. But what about me though? What would that say? Like what was that? What is the telling part of it? Or me or whatever man picked her is a point.
It's a me thing. And I even said it. So if I'm saying it's my own bias and I'm even asking and you're verifying that the lady at the end is who you're speaking of, that's why I said.
Oh, that's what you're saying. Okay. I got
you. Get what I'm saying? Who are you saying you deem is the most attractive? Because
no, I understand. The point.
Thank you. Like I'm not trying to be. I'm
no,
not.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand the point. Wow. It's a you thing, regardless if you're talking about me, my preference, or how you see it. I understand that. But so, would there be an issue if a man preferred that girl?
No, they're all attractive. I didn't think the one that you called the thicker girl. I think she's not unattractive.
No, she's the least attractive.
And unattractive, both of them.
No, it's interesting, man. We look at when the one thing that irked me about him is when is enough, right? Is always the conversation. But then he let them get him out his body.
Yeah, he definitely got off his square.
Yeah, and he got fired from his job.
It actually was about his experience with him dating black women, and they got upset about it. But he let them get him all the way there, and then he crashed out. Because it's still ultimately about him. That's his preference now because of what he's experienced with dealing with black women. And so, hey, if you want them, go ahead. More black women for the next man. That's how I look at it. But people get upset because you don't like what they like. A black woman, why would you get mad if a man dates outside of his race? It's just like a black man doing the same thing. Why? Why does it matter so much to you? That's my
I'm trying to see why he got fired, but yeah, that's what they were associating with. I recommend people date within their own race. And I'm saying recommend because,
and I disagree with him there. I disagree. I don't recommend a person. I recommend a man date with where he's happy at, where he can properly be a man at, where he can give correction so he can do proper protection. I'm not going to say, oh, I strongly suggest you date inside your race, when inside your race, there's a lot of women with a lot more problems who don't want to receive no correction. And that's part of him being a racist, kind of, I guess, or race loyal. Racist is the wrong word, but race loyal, I think that's a flaw ideology. I suggest. What you mean you suggest? If you see that the black women are very insufferable towards black men, you should be by no means say, I suggest that you date in your race. No, I suggest you date, if you're going to want a woman, whoever makes you happy. Fuck race loyalty. What is this with this race loyalty shit? Oh, we telling on each other. Our women are going wild. Fuck the black man. This black man ain't shit. There's no honor amongst thieves, homie. Talking about race loyal. Now, I'm not saying other races are better, but what I am saying is, if you're on a journey to try to find a wife or to try to find someone you could be compatible with and have a companionship with, particularly a woman, I think you should look at who you are compatible with, regardless of their race. I mean, I recommend Latinas. I mean, I'm just saying, right? I don't, whatever makes you happy, whatever you can correct, typically, whatever you correct, that's who you be with. If you could correct them and give them sound advice to make this relationship work, that's who you be with. And it's very rare. But if you find it, right? So, and you know, when Deuce asked to just stay with your race, that's like pressure. I know a woman ain't all that. I know a women are very off the hinges. But you know what? Stay with them. See, and here's the problem with that. You know, black women are beautiful, but they match our energy too much. We're violent, and they're one step lower in violence. So that could be dangerous for her. Because I'm not putting on, listen, we're not going to make it. I'm not letting a woman put hands on me. Don't raise them hands. Right? I'm going to protect myself at all costs. By any means, nigga. And if my black woman is acting as my enemy, and I meet a Latina woman who's acting as a woman should act, then I'm going to be with that Latina. Because I'm not marrying my enemy. Because any woman who does not respect the level of protection I'm offering, I don't appreciate that I have a invested interest in her, and then she's for the streets. And this is why I'm against marriage. Or dating, even dating seriously. I don't even suggest men date seriously these women. You know, I really don't. Enjoy it while it lasts. Last 2 weeks, 2 years. I am a strong believer in situationships. Because all the men who are doing all the things they're supposed to do correctly, you know, vetting, courting, they get left. Their women are cheating on them. Left and right.
There's only certain groups that are based on commandments you can't. But you know, if I had to make a recommendation, if I refer to, you know, just a few different things, Nehemiah and such, right? People get thrown off.
Generations alive and all of that type of stuff, you know.
Yeah, well, mine is more like biblical, but I don't want to get into that right now. But the yeah, go ahead, Aaron. Can't hear you.
My bad. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, my bad. So, I mean, there's a vast difference with the way not only you presented it, but where it comes from. You said this is your recommendation. You're not getting all triggered and bent out of shape and taking it personal. And it's coming from someplace very principled, someplace documented, and someplace that you can be held accountable to. You know what I mean? A set of principles that you live your life by. And you're making this recommendation based on those principles, which are bigger than you. That's not what's being said or done here. What's being said or done here in indictments like you hate yourself, self-hate. and all this kind of, you know what I mean? Like, what is that? That's the problem I have an issue with. What you did is completely different. There's a righteousness to it, and there's an accountability factor to it. With this other thing, it's just predatory behavior where people are seeking to get people triggered, and then once they trigger you, then they really pounce on you, and that's the bullshit I'm talking about. And if it's not that, it's seeking catharsis, like what Mr. Playboy Williams is saying. It's ridiculous. It's childish, if you ask me.
Indeed. Mr. Fantastic, what's goody?
Brother.
What up, man? What's going on?
Father.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Aaron for pointing out, and y'all pointing out Tiff's bullshit as usual. Triple I syndrome, as I call it, intrinsic inferiority, insecurity complex that most dark-skinned women have for whatever reason. You can't even praise a fairer skin or a light-skinned woman. It's ridiculous, bro. Right? And like you said, y'all weren't even referring to her. But if you were to have her as your preference, it would be an issue and a problem. As long as you like the ugly woman, and as long as you like the dark-skinned woman, you're cool. If you like a light-skinned woman, light-skinned women, them ain't black kids.
Yeah, but you can't look at the German populace and be like that's the norm. I think, but here's the thing though. What y'all think about the conduct in this whole thing? I'll just be looking like we got some badass conduct, bro. And I told this to Tiff before. Stop telling me about Bad Girls Club.
I've never watched Bad Girls Club. You haven't said that. You haven't said that to me. I don't watch reality TV like that, but I get you. Understand your point.
Yeah, like nah, the bad conduct is right here. The bad conduct don't have to be the extreme of women fighting in their underwears with their titties out.
I understand that, but I essentially just got sold. I'm jealous of light-skinned women, which my mother is fair. He ran through a list of stuff of like insults. Like, damn, bro. First of all, good morning. Then he kicked me off the dark skin delegation.
Yeah, you're not dark. You're not. No. Me and Fantastic are dark. You're not.
See how that conversation closed out? We're just fine. Nobody's triggered. Nobody's hurt. There's a common belief and understanding. At least I believe. If not, feel free to question it. But we're listening.
And here's the thing, right? This is a very, very thing about Black women and men, right? We have a problem with trying to intellectualize and just straight out saying it. It just, our women are displaying bad behavior. Women are displaying bad behavior all over the world. Not just Black women, white women, Asian women. Yeah, she dark skinned. Don't change. I don't know what they was talking about. But you know, this is the type of conversation we have with these people. That was a dumbass conversation for a minute there. Oh, you dark skinned, you kick Fantastic came in saying, well, if you like the light skin, that doesn't matter. That's not important. What's important is, are our women exhibiting bad behavior? Are they letting us correct them properly in relationship form? Or even your sister, right? Even your little sister, they're not taking correction from their brothers. Little girls are not even listening to their fathers anymore. And I'm so tired of people always blaming single moms for this shit when nigga don't matter. I be rolling. Women, we are all responsible for our actions as adults, male or female. You're right. They don't want to be corrected. So look, I be Rody, if you can't correct it, you can't protect it. Ain't no way I'm going to marry a woman I can't correct. I'm not even taking a woman super serious if I can't correct her. And you know what I mean? I'm gonna try to throw something in there. Like, I don't think this should be, I think this, that. And if she does not receive that small correction, I'm gonna look at her as a, enjoy it while it lasts. See, as long as we can't correct these women, the only other way is to acquiesce to these women. And this is why I truly believe men who are married or have a long-lasting relationship are happy wife in it, happy life in it. I 100% believe that. Because I believe women are not accepting correction from men. I just don't believe it. And if they're not accepting correction, that means they're doing pretty much what they want to do, or they're doing things their way or the highway. Thank you, I.B. Wody. Thank you. Good point. You cooking tonight, I.B. Wody. What you can't protect, you can't correct. Because the problem is society, the structure in which we live in, America, has given women so much power of empowerment. And women in their minds think they don't need to listen to their man. And we're against girls' nights out. Hey, babe, I don't want you to go girls' night out. They want to push back. Why I can't go out with my girls? What? Because we understand that 5 women going out to 10 women going out together is weak. Facts, Wody. Listen, women are the weaker vessels. And if I find a woman I love and I want to be with, I don't want her around a whole bunch of women. Because why? All the women are weak and they influence each other. Because this is the sentiment of what happens in Vegas, stays in Vegas came from. It came from a bunch of married women going out with their friends, getting ran through. And they coming home like nothing happened. Listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't even like my woman having friends. Because friends are bad influences. Misery loves company. And when other women see other women happy, oh girl, I met a new man. Oh, we just getting along. Oh, he's my person. Woo, woo, woo. They're going to look for a way to destroy it. They're going to look for a way to manipulate her. I truly believe this. I am anti-friendships. I really do. I really am. If a woman have a gang of friends, she definitely ain't going to be my wife or woman. None of that. Because I already know they are always trying to manipulate these girls. Misery loves company. And I do think that a man's protection, and I'm not saying that a woman can't be, down for her man. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is temptation is very powerful, even for men. So definitely double for women. And most women, when they go out, they like to drink. And once they start drinking, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It gets worse. It gets worse.
Yeah, that's what he was saying, Tiv. I don't know where she went. He was saying he acknowledges that other races do it. However, he's saying there's a disparity, a negative disparity in our conduct versus theirs.
Yes. And our black women will fight us. And they will fight us as well. They'll fight the women and they'll fight the men and kids.
I ain't gonna lie. I saw one. I never seen this like back in the day when it was really outside. Did you see that girl who got killed by her baby father on the sidewalk? Yeah. So she come out the house with her book bag, bitch did what, nigga? And he pulled his hammer on her and banged, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And banged her on the sidewalk. Then she kind of got up and shit, started shooting back and shit, but he shot her up. She died on the sidewalk. But she come out the house like with her hand, you know how niggas be with the bag and shit, with her hand in the bag.
Yeah, and pulled it.
Now, is that just because we got cameras, or is Mr. Williams accurate?
Just imagine that. Just imagine your woman, a woman you're dating or whatever, y'all get an argument, and she comes out the house and pulls out a strap on you, or looking like she showing a strap. Imagine how that would feel. Imagine how you could even, how would you deal with that? Right? It's just no way, right? Nobody wants to see that like that. Right? But this is what it's coming to, homies. This is what it's coming to. If a woman come out with a gun pointing at a man, this is her man that she loved or loved. What type of woman would do something like that?
Like, is it really like, yo, it's really up now type shit?
Oh no, it's up. The majority of homicides against Black women are men. Majority of the violence against them, domestic partners. It's a disparity within us. These are top reasons we die at young ages. These aren't like older people. This between the ages of 15 and 35. This is how we die.
Okay, yeah, and I think we know that men commit more violent crimes, right? That's why Mr. Williams was saying, you know, amongst women, he was that's the conduct he was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, I'm asking. I'm just thinking, right? If you, yeah, that was his girlfriend, baby mom, something, but she come out the house with the burner. I just don't know what you do with like.
She came out with a burner and he shot her with her own.
No, his own.
Oh, okay. She went and got one for him and he beat her.
She like walked in the house, then walked back out. And you know, Sherelle, they be having a bag like this. So she got her hand in her bag, like nigga, nigga. And he like it gives a couple seconds, and then he get off first, essentially. You know what I'm saying? And she ended up getting off too, but I think she died on the sidewalk.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So what's up, Uncle Jeff?
People, family, y'all hear me good?
Hello.
Yeah.
And that is a situation that is unfathomable. My woman, the one I love, arms herself against me. She's my enemy. So is it true? Is there a thin line between love and hate? What do we do? Do we let her shoot us? Or do we do what we got to do? What we don't want to do? Women are putting us in a very bad position at this point as men, right? We do not want to war against our women. When we meet a woman and we taking her out and we're doing all these things, we're not thinking in our mind, I want to beat this bitch ass or I want to shoot this chick. If we like her, we are looking to continue to grow and make something special, make it special. Ain't no man spending all this money on these women, spending time with this woman, on the phone all times, hours a night with this woman, because he wants to hurt his woman in a physical manner. or even in a physical manner, or a spiritual manner. And for a woman to go and grab a pistol or any sort of weapon, I don't give a fuck if it's a broom. That is an act of war. Definitely a deal breaker. But even if you raise your hands on me, I'm getting you up out of there. I'm leaving you. I'm leaving you. I'm walking away. But if you grab a weapon, I'm going to first make sure I defend myself. I'm not going to just turn my back and I'm going to make sure I defend myself. Any weapon that's drawn against me is an act of war, from male or female. And you're deemed my fucking enemy. And I mean, all bets are off, right? All bets are off. Me and the judge and district attorney, we can all talk about it. But what has the love relationship between men and women come to? When women feel that they need to go grab a gun against a guy because she wants to check him, but she knows she can't whoop him. So she's like, well, I'm going to check this nigga. I'm going to get a pistol. That's equality. This is why I'm against marriage. This is why I'm against even dating these women seriously these days. Hey, get you a couple girls, rotate them, and always keep you one in the chamber. Because just in case you get to miss one. Because these women will not accept any correction from men. Period. They're not here. They're not trying to hear that shit. Baby, I don't want you wearing no lashes. Excuse me? No, you're not buying no lashes. Excuse me? What'd you say? Boo? I don't want you to get a BBL. I love you just the way you are. Excuse me? What? Boo? They do not want to hear us. They don't give a fuck about what we think. Because as long as they got 911, they believe they're in optimal position. And some of them even getting a gun. Some of them even getting pistols.
Money. But what you should be out to Crimson Cure, the return of Big Mama. They're not having it. They're not. They ain't going through what we going through. They're telling you what they want, and you telling them how you ain't gonna give it to them. And I'm telling you, sisters that know that you need men, this shit is poison to you. Brothers who hear it, don't be mad, don't be angry. Cancel them sisters and step over their ass. I'm done.
Does anybody have a direct response for Uncle Jeff? I have a question. So, Uncle Jeff, I was just looking at like bad behavior, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at it, right? And I understand your message. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess like when we assess bad behavior, it's genderless, although it's pretty easy to see, you know, when we look at these different clips and things of that nature, right? Because theirs is more hyperbolic.
Mm-hmm.
When we fall short as Black men in several categories, does that speak to our behavior? Does the poor behavior of our women speak to our behavior as well? I'm interested in what you think about that.
I think it absolutely does.
Okay.
I think that brothers are not exempt from criticism.
Yeah.
But this brings me back to Doe with generally when I ask not all sisters, but the combative ones, when we discuss what they should do, and they're asked that question, when they answer a question with a question, which is disingenuous to begin with, what should brothers do different right now? I say this, not a goddamn thing. There's not one thing I can think of that brothers need to change. Know why? Because the good.
I disagree with that. I disagree with that. I do believe we have to be different. Number one is the marriage mindset. That needs to be out of there. That has to be different. How we date them needs to be different. Dating them for long-term, serious commitment, that has to change. We need to date them and think of the short-term and always be looking for valuable options, no matter what, right? I don't care if she's meeting all the requirements, right? Also, we need to quit championing this behavior. We need to be honest with these women. That has to change. We need to start being honest and stop lying to them. That has to change. I think we need to be more forward in our approach to women, meaning we need to transparency about how we feel and about the way things we won't get done. So that way, it won't be any, I didn't know. Men, we ought to stop being delusional too, to thinking that these women won't switch up on you. And I understand there's ideology. Oh, there's good women out here. There's good women out here. But just because you find a good woman don't mean she can't be corrupted later on. Because some of these women, they start out good. First 2 or 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, they're good. Y'all rolling. Y'all ain't arguing. Y'all doing all this thing. And all of a sudden, year 6, 7, she watched some talk show or she's on her social media. And boom, she's like, I don't want to be with you no more. This is what's happening. So, yeah, we got to change how we look at these women. Nothing's forever. This shit is not forever. That was a fucking lie. So when you meet a woman and you're getting with a woman, you need to be thinking, okay, enjoy this moment. Cherish it and be ready for anything. Right, Abby Bodie. That's right. When they get comfortable, when these women get comfortable, you're right. We need to stop getting women roses. We need to stop getting women roses for Valentine's Day. Fuck that. Why the fuck I got to get a woman a rose when I done paid for 5, 6 dates, 30, 40 dates? Don't she need to be getting me a rose? That's what we got to stop. We got to stop getting these women. We got to stop catering to these women so much. That has to change. The women are telling you they're chasing rappers. They're chasing the hood niggas. They're chasing all these different types of men who are not, because they don't want good men. They don't want men who are, quote unquote, average or doing the right thing. These women want what they want. And we as men, we got to stand up for ourselves.
Brothers been doing what they supposed to do. Them the ones you're not fucking. They've been doing what they supposed to do.
What percentage of Uncle Jeff, you could please continue. I just want to ask, do you think it's a large percentage of us doing what we're supposed to do? Whatever you deem that to be? Do you think it's the majority of us? Better put.
I think it's only one. I think it's 12 of us. My thing that if it's only 12, what sisters, the waste of time, the absolute waste of time is outlining the rest of us. What you should be doing, especially if you go to church. I know your pastor probably don't teach this because this fuck with his money. But what you should be doing is paying dire attention to Isaiah 4 because it's now. It's right now.
I see a premise, right?
So it doesn't matter how many of them it is. Or it doesn't matter in this context. It's 11 of them, and I know them, and that's it.
And they have a large allocation of women. So, okay, I understand.
According to the Bible, they do.
No, I understand what you're saying. It makes sense. I understand. Damn. So, well, so if my daughters have poor behavior, how much accountability do I have for that?
Well, it depends. It depends on the age of the daughter, to be honest.
Okay.
If your daughter is 4 and acting a fool in Target, that's not on her. If your daughter is 24 and you raised her in love and you showed her genuine masculine love, not connected to sex, and she decides to be the easiest hoe in your town, then that's on her. So it depends. At a certain point, personal accountability comes into play. That's why you see people who grew up, quote unquote, with the perfect mother and father and family, and then they wind up doing what they do. Bruh, some of this is just the genetic roll of the dice. If you have 6 kids, you ain't got 6 doctors and lawyers. God damn it, somebody going to jail. That's just the way it works.
That's a fact. So, Uncle Jeff, like, this isn't a super chat, but there's a little bit of them taking exception with, and I don't know if it's severe exception, but it may be, right? I'm reading chat, so I can't discern how mad they are or how much they didn't like your comment. But
I don't.
No. But I'm just trying
the son don't give a fuck who it blind. I don't care.
Right. So the good women, though, whatever they deem good, are saying that they do separate themselves. Why are you emphatically saying they're not doing a good enough job at that?
Because I don't see them clearly speaking up as a group of sisters, saying that we denounce the behavior of Lizzo at a basketball game showing her ass. We as sisters denounce. We as sisters no longer fit this behavior. On Sunday, you can drive by any church and play blow the whistle. And the bitch part, every sister in attendance has to fight herself from yelling it out. You can say bitch if you put the right groove behind it.
Right. What's blow the whistle?
So you saying, so Uncle Jeff, so you saying
favorite word, bitch? By Too Short. Blow the whistle.
Some old people shit.
You don't know that song, Sherelle.
Yeah, it's old people. I'm sorry, Sherelle. Forgive me, sis. I am so wrong about sisters your age being so respectful of themselves. What was I thinking?
No, we just don't know that
must
song.
have bumped my
Just
head.
City Girl.
Well, now you know what? Now, Sister Sherelle, I can take you back to the beginning of the record player with the music that I know that comes before me. So who is it a reflection on if you don't know the music that comes before you? That's rhetorical. Work on it. We're on another subject.
Yeah, you know, everybody know this song.
But I thought that
she ain't never heard that. Yeah. It was clipping. It was kind of clipping, Sherelle. But this also came before you. There's a poet laureate from the West Coast by the name of Too Short, who did a series of albums with a very particular viewpoint with regard to the Black American female. And if you get a chance, I suggest that you peruse his work, and that will bring you up to speed as to where we are in this conversation with the song "Blow the Whistle" and how you might not know what I meant when I said that everybody in church. Yeah, when you get a chance, just peruse Too Short.
Don't
Jeff is my spirit animal. I'm sorry.
I legitimately,
it is not going to improve my life at all. I'm pretty sure.
I'd never heard Freaky Tales before. You're not missing much, sis. You're not.
I only ever heard one Kendrick Lamar album, so I'm damn sure I ain't going to listen to Too Short.
Okay. Oh, that's fine. That wasn't for you then. Any other sisters? Oh, yeah, that's another thing. When I speak to the people here, I'm not speaking for you or about this. This is for the people in the future who are going to need wisdom because people under me have disavowed everything before them, so they're going to be void of wisdom. This is filling a wisdom void. I'm just using you as a tool. So no,
All right. I
don't
got a
waste
question.
any of your time with this foolishness from an old man who gets high.
Yeah, I got a question. Anybody on the panel can answer it, or the man. What is a good woman only contingent on what her goodness to a man or her benefit to a man?
It's well, the context of the conversation is relational.
Facts. Facts. Don't chase. What the hell is that have to do with each other? You know, Sherelle is she ain't, you know, Sherelle ain't too shifty, right?
So Uncle Jeff's premise is regarding relationships. So that's what he's referring to.
No, okay, but I'm asking like just for in general.
No, I could
just wanna ask
answer that.
question.
I can answer that first if that's okay. If anybody wants to go, you can
No, go ahead.
but I would love
'Cause
to
it's
answer.
basically under your premise. Go ahead, Uncle Jeff. Or
Okay.
it's just adjacent to your premise.
Here is a good woman.
Became a member.
You even tell Sherelle to listen to that?
Because it is a point of view. It is especially in order to and I told her in this absolute box.
Yes, Nick. I think there are a few examples of us trying to use the N-word in a positive way, but I think in general, when the N-word comes out, it's about to be altercations.
Okay, yeah. So I think that would just be anecdotal experience, right?
Well, no, actually, he's right. He's not. That's not fair of him. He's right. But
I didn't even finish what I was saying yet.
I'm sorry. I think the brother's right. I think that it does. But here's the other side of that coin. That means that you must really struggle with the word plane, door, elevator, rod, horse. These are all other words that take.
It's going to, even if she listens to all of Too Short, either two things are going to happen. Either she's going to be completely fucking pissed off and probably even having an even more distorted version of, you know, how black men are and what we value, or she's going to be completely programmed and loving either way, it's not going to be anything positive. That was my overall point of saying, and that's why I say the blame is on Too Short and the record labels. So many times we put the blame on the women when, again, we got programmed in the same era that they did. The same way that you're saying that you want women to stand up, you know, the good women need to stand up and, you know, call out the bad women. Well, how come we won't call out the thug culture and the bad shit on our side? We're trying to tell the women what to do. But
I don't know when we haven't. Could you point out from the beginning? Yes. Could you point out? Unless, of course, you're willing to ignore.
I promise I could have finished right then.
Okay, I'm sorry. Forgive me. I thought we were in that conversation.
Well, I was talking to him. I thought.
My bad. I thought we were all talking. I'll be quiet though. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. All I was saying is that his premise was, you know, like the good women should call out the bad women. Okay, I get that premise, but at the same time, have we as men called out men? Have we worked on our de-escalation skills to a way that we're not violent? I think both sides have.
And I 100% agree with that.
Gotten the program, and we both have gotten the triggers, and we both have now got the overarching tempers. But we're not blaming the right person. We're blaming each other when we should be blaming the record labels. We should be blaming the ooish community is making, you know, billions of dollars off of our degradation.
But I think we also know bullshit when we hear it.
You said we should be more heavy-handed with ourselves, or there's room to be more heavy-handed with ourselves.
I'm just thinking through it, right? Like, we know that's bullshit. That independent shit, that shit is bullshit. They don't actually mean that shit because it doesn't manifest when it's supposed to.
Oh yeah, 100% agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no women ever been in my presence that said they couldn't use help with the water or the fucking tire and shit. They just don't like, just the old school antiquated shit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but we listen to them. We allow them to tell us this shit that we know they don't mean.
I see. Yeah,
right? And then men will take.
So what are we gonna do? Help tell them shut the fuck up? I want to know that. I wish I could have him here for answer that one right there. He said we allow them to say these things. So what are they gonna do? Tell them shut the fuck up and they gonna listen? If a woman say I don't need a man and I'm independent, and I say, well, I'm gonna say, bitch, shut the fuck up, or try to explain to her that she do, and they gonna listen to me. These women ain't listening to shit men got to say. There's some women who are in relationships who are working things out because they're getting a lifestyle. Some women, they don't mind pretending because they don't mind winning. But when you say, well, we're allowing our women to say, oh, well, you know, baby, I don't need a man. I'm independent. And so what we going to check them? These women are not accepting this correction. And this is my premise of my show. You know, this is the premise of my show. If you cannot correct, how can you properly protect? And these women are standing, they're not listening to men. They don't give a fuck what men got to say. They don't give a fuck what men got to say. What a nigga mean, I can't get my lashes. They don't give a fuck what men got to say.
Take that and step back because of what some shit they said out of emotion, like always.
They're
So like an enabling, or like you said, passive.
And then we just kind of more passive as men now. You know what I mean?
I understand.
So I'm just looking at it like, how true is this for men when we really saying we holding each other to task? How true is it now for real?
Oh, that could be happening on this side of the tracks as well, for sure. We're not being as heavy handed. Matter of fact, no, that's not no could about it. I know for a fact men should be more heavy handed with each other. But we can't do that until we work out the decorum piece, because what do you always say? You can't cuss them if you don't love them.
Yeah.
And right now, we're not acting like we love each other enough to really be able to cuss each other. But once we get past the decorum piece and start shoring that up to the doc, that's heavy-handed coming next. Yes, sir. I agree with you totally.
Okay, so let me do that, Uncle Jeff, if you don't mind. I just want to get Kasim and Cheek because they've been chilling. And then we'll go back to you and Berlin because I know y'all have more to say. Kasim, what's goody, man?
My guy, what up, Kasim?
Yo, what's up, you guys? Man, everybody's up on here, man. Good to see you, Ham. I've been trying to come on, but it seems as though that when you come on, I'm either a client will be here or I have a meeting. So it always happens like that, man. But, you know.
Well, good, man. I miss you, man. Good to see you.
Yeah, man. I'm still here, man. I'm still here live and kicking. You made a really good point, and it just had me to reflect on myself when I heard foolishness from other men, and sometimes why I didn't step up to the plate and say something. And maybe it was because of I was afraid of the backlash. Maybe I was afraid of the consequences. Maybe I was afraid of losing my status within that particular group or within the community, that if I said something, it might diminish that. And I think it's one of those things where I have learned a lot about awareness and recognizing that awareness and knowing when to speak, how to speak, and where to inject myself, right? Because I don't have to put myself in every single thing. I'm being more calculated as far as where my presence is and who I give myself to, right? And it's helped out tremendously. I think it's a self-appointed journey that every man has to go through, knowing himself, doing the internal work. I hate to say that, the internal work, but also recognizing, like, okay, when is it a good time to say something and when is it a good time to step back? And even in my current role now, I still have issues with that, knowing when to help associates and knowing when to kind of step back and just let him fall on the sword. So in regards to the behavior thing, I think we got a little bit of blood in the game when it comes to their behavior. I'm beginning to believe now that they're just reacting to the inconsistencies and the lack of stability in men, and they just.
And listen to this. Look into this guy. What the hell are you talking about? They're reacting to our inconsistencies? What fucking nigga mean? They reacting to our inconsistencies. Niggas has been paying for dinners how long? Niggas has been paying for mortgages how long? Men have been consistent, as consistent can be. We're gonna have our main chick, and we're gonna have a side piece. That we're consistent at. What do you mean we actually try consistencies? And this is why I believe, right? A lot of us are delusional. Women or adults, they got to be responsible for their fucking actions. I know you're emotional. I know you have feelings. But you're wrong. You're wrong. When you're wrong, you're wrong. Ain't no ifs, ands, about it. We ain't going to sugarcoat this shit. When you do something wrong, it ain't because of me. You got to own up to that shit. If you go out and fuck a nigga on me, that's on you. Because that's what you truly wanted to do. That's what your heart desired. Women have to have accountability for their own actions. And quit blaming men for every fucking, and it's men, and it's crazy, it's men that always want to come up here and put it on us. Us men, you know, if we do the work, she's going to react to a positive. Nigga, please.
Kind of, and black men particularly, they just kind of broadcast that out, right? And I think, you know, masculinity is in question right now when it comes to what their expectations are, what we see, and what we have learned. So I think maybe if we kind of start with ourselves a little bit more and dive deeper into why we do what we do and how we understand things, that we will get a little better results.
So interesting. So you're saying they're playing off the kinks in our armor, so to speak?
Yes, because I'm a big believer that, you know, at the end of the day, women follow certain positive traits.
So why are they going to see Future? Why are they paying all the money to go see Young Dolph or Gunna? These women do not follow positive influence. What is he talking about? These women follow their own mind. They have their own autonomy. They have their own rights. They feel that they're equal. They're moving how they feel is right. And it has nothing to do with us. These niggas always want to put the blame on us. Nigga, I did my time. The fuck? Don't mean, I ain't trying to, what you mean? I did my time. I ain't, she got to be accountable for her actions. These women divorcing and tearing down homes for dumb shit, they're wrong. That's shit. It ain't because of the man, it's because of them. A woman invests in her emotions. She's married to her feelings. And this is why you can't correct them, to properly protect them. Because women invest heavily in their emotional being and their feeling how they feel, whatever they feel is right. they never ever will be loyal to a man, ever. They will always be loyal to them, their emotions and their feelings. And this is why they're not receiving correction, because they feel that they can do it all by themselves, with or without you. Women feel they can make it in this world with or without a man. Of course, some of them would like to do it with a man because they want some dick. Keep it real. They want some in-house dick. And, you know, they want to pay for their bills. But trust and believe. If that man ain't putting up, or if they feel like they got to do it by themselves, they're going to leave that man. These women are of the mindset that I'm going to be who I am. Self-love will always be an ideology of these women.
Automatically, they can't help it. That woman that's rude to that dude over there, she's not rude to that person over there. She's not rude to that person over there. She's not rude to that person over there. Why is that? Perhaps the individual has certain attributes that are more favorable, that she's like, you know what? I don't have to talk reckless to this guy. I don't have to do this here to this guy. For this guy, I will. So I'm a big believer, if we can get all of ourselves together on the same path and the same standard, I think we're going to see results.
Damn. Well, if they're picking and choosing, though, Kasim, that leads me to believe that they can tell the difference amongst men, right?
Yes, because since they've been little girls, they know what men do.
But I'm saying,
You know,
how
they've
can
been
you
around-
blame? Because we know that there's so-called good and so-called bad. If they literally picking and choosing, how do we then substantively blame the men for that?
Because they're responding to those attributes of that, with the character, what that man has is what they're responding to. They're saying, this is what good men do. This is what bad men do. Man bad. That's just my personal belief.
Uncle Jeff, quick interjection. I want to get Cheek thoughts in there.
Okay, I'll make them declarative. Number one.
Kasim crazy motherfucker. But it's always a man want to blame the man. The women want to blame the man want to blame the man. And this is why women are becoming unruly. This is why women are, who can shake me, boo? Because niggas like him. Oh, yeah. You don't have to worry about a girl. He should have been better to you. He don't need to talk to you like that. He don't need to this or that. Kasim is the type of nigga you got to watch. You don't want to even be friends with your girl because he's the type that will backstab you. These are the type of niggas that will backstab you, tell your girl they would champion her and put all the blame on you and say they would never treat her like that. This is the type of dudes that are dangerous. Because they see your woman out here acting like a 304, and you know what they say to her? It ain't you, boo. It's him. And this is why these women having all these work husbands.
One, I would never deal with a woman who can find a way to be disrespectful to anyone. Anyone. She should treat kings the same way she treats the homeless, regardless of her opinion of them. Because how she treats them can create Mortal Kombat right in the moment. So you're right. And again, like you said, whenever, I'll say this, I'll land. Whenever you hear me speak, most people, it's not implied. I'm not speaking to most people. Most people ain't gonna make it. I'm speaking to the people who I believe, and from my travels, the shit I've read, the shit I've experienced, is gonna make it. This ain't for most people.
Okay. I had a thought, but I'm gonna hold on to it. Cheek, what's popping? You on mute. There you go. Yo, we can't hear you. Your game.
Hello.
What's good? You using your microphone? Check your StreamYard versus your.
All right, let me see.
There you go. There you go.
Wait, you good now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you good.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Nah, man. I don't really got much to say. I came in on the UK people, so I'm just chilling right now.
Yeah, the UK. I just can't take them shit. No shade to the roadmen or whatever gay gangster name y'all got. I just can't. That shit.
Waste man. The waste man.
That shit like bruv. Come on, son. I'm nooking your shit. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Uncle Jeff. Cheek said he good until he got something to catch fire to.
Oh, yeah, man. I'll just I think a lot of how we view sisters points to our yardstick that we have for them and that we have for ourselves. That you should strive to be worthy of the best sister, and you should be the best brother for her, I believe. And in that, don't do that. If you don't want that, then
I don't even think this is there's no real takeaway from this besides delete the channel.
Can I, if I could?
Damn.
If I could, first off, I think we got to get out of this. And this is to everybody here. Because everybody here is smart. Bad news. Everybody's right now. Everybody's right. And we're going to get there a lot because all of y'all are smart.
I got bad news for you. We're not going to get there. Women are going to get worse. Times are going to get worse. All I can tell you to the men, adapt. Listen, I want to be clear. I want y'all to hear me out. These women are not returning back to the kitchen. They're not. All that shit, faking shit they was doing back in the day will no longer exist. These women are moving and shaking. And us men, we got to embrace it. But I'm here to tell you, I'm giving y'all some valuable advice. I know I don't have a large following, big numbers, but I'm gonna tell you this. I'm in these streets. I got bitches. And I listen to them and I'll observe them. These women are not marriage material. Nor are there anything I'm gonna, I just join them while it lasts. If we get a good year, right now I'm with one girl, we're coming up on a year. No, actually, yesterday was a year. I got another girl, we're coming up on a year and a half. I got another girl, we're coming up on 3 months. So, all I'm here to tell you guys is enjoy it while it lasts. These women, you cannot control them. You cannot correct them. They're not going to accept it. The only thing we can do as men is value ourselves and be selfish. We need to be selfish, more selfish for ourselves. Yeah, do I take women out to dinner? Yeah. But I bought myself an exotic luxury car. I'm not buying no bitch that. I'm gonna treat myself better than I treat them. All I'm saying is, men, we have to understand if we cannot correct these women in our relationship status, right? And we know that this is true. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Then we have to treat them as such. We have to evolve and understand that these women have their own autonomy, their own freedom, and they're not going to listen to anything we really have to say other than How you doing? So thank y'all for coming to the show. Rufus is finna log out. Another great show. Thank you, No Chaser. Hit the like button. Like, share, subscribe if you can. Chat gang gang. IBOE. And thank everybody for stopping by. Until next time, Rufus is out.